Yo, what's good, everybody? This is C. Hendo, and today I'm doing something very special. Now, on April 15th, every year in Major League Baseball, they do a special celebration for the great Jackie Robinson, number 42, the man himself. Now, with COVID going on, Major League Baseball had to postpone that, and they're celebrating it today, which is August 28th, 2020. And I just want to show my appreciation for the late, great Jackie Robinson. Now, if you don't know, I am a huge baseball fan. I grew up playing baseball. I didn't play second base like Jackie Robinson, but man, I love baseball. When I tell you I love baseball, obviously being African American Black, I looked up to guys like Ken Griffey Jr., Barry Bonds, Gary Sheffield. Man, the list goes on. Doc Gooden. I can go all day. But and Frank Thomas, of course. Man, let me not forget Frank Thomas. But back to Jackie Robinson. The players and umpires celebrate this day by wearing number 42 on the back of their jerseys. And I think it's a great honor. And we should appreciate this. If you look at today's players, some of the great Black baseball players today, Tim Anderson, David Price, the list goes on, Mookie Betts, Delino DeShields. You know, there's an up-and-coming young players such as Taylor Hearn. The list goes on and on. Shout out to D. Gordon as well. There's a lot of great baseball players that are Black. And, the sport of baseball is trying to transition over to, help the inner city. There's a lot of kids in the inner city that learn baseball from the greats like Ken Griffey Jr. And we should appreciate that. But back to Jackie Robinson. Obviously, in 1947, he was called up to play with the Brooklyn Dodgers, and, man, history was made. After that, we get guys like Rod Carew, the great Tony Gwynn, Hank Aaron, Willie Stargell. Man, I can keep going all day about the great Black baseball players. But for me, it's important that, we celebrate this day with the great Jackie Robinson. Rest in peace to the great Jackie Robinson. I would love to see, different companies reach out and do more Jackie Robinson gear, merchandise. Shout out to MLB The Show. He is on the video game, which I think is pretty awesome. So if you do have MLB The Show, you do have an opportunity to play with Jackie Robinson on the video game. So I think that's pretty cool. But other than that, man, I'm glad that Major League Baseball does take this day and make it personable for him and his family. One thing I will say is that in the inner city, those are the type of influences that we love and that we need in our professional sports. He broke barriers for us in order for us to love the game and play the game and appreciate the game. And shout out to the Negro Leagues. The Negro Leagues is a great thing. They have a museum, and I appreciate what they do in order to keep that culture and keep everything going. The great Bob Gibson, Josh Gibson, different things of that nature. So yes, back to Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson, is a huge influence for me because my grandfather, rest in peace to Johnny Harrison. He would tell me stories about being able to not just see Jackie Robinson, right? Because they didn't have TVs or stuff. They've been hearing through the grapevine about this is a great player that played for the Kansas City Monarchs or player for the Brooklyn Dodgers. I heard stories from former baseball players saying that what Jackie Robinson meant to them. So yes, as an African American, it's definitely a staple in my life because I love baseball. Like I said, I play softball to this day. Of course, I played baseball in high school as a little league and everything, but from a professional standpoint, I never had that opportunity. But I play softball because I love the game. And like I said, rest in peace to the great Jackie Robinson. I would like for everyone to leave comments on this and let me know what you think about Jackie Robinson. Let me know what you think about, African Americans in baseball because that is important that we, talk about that as well because in the inner city, there's fields, there's opportunities for, people who look like me to play this sport. So once again, rest in peace to the great Jackie Robinson, number 42. If you don't have it marked in your calendar, outside of this year, every April 15th, we celebrate Jackie Robinson, and I hope that you're doing the same. And once again, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Leave your comments. And also, man, if you're gaming, man, hit me up on MLB The Show because guess what? Like I said, Jackie Robinson's on the game. Maybe we can set up something to play a couple of games or two. So for everyone out there, I appreciate you tuning in real quick to this little quick story about Jackie Robinson and my thoughts on it. Thank you, Major League Baseball, for making this official day that you've been doing for years. This is a great thing, and we're out.